You're now tuned into the hottest podcast in the world, the Stay Woke Podcast, right here on TheSonicBreakdown.com.
Man, it's time to wake up. Get this cake up. Only thing I care about is switching.
What's going on? It's your girl p.ivy. Check out the Stay Woke Podcast.
Welcome back to another Stay Woke Podcast. This is D-Ray Brinson, and you know the Stay Woke Podcast is presented by TheSonicBreakdown.com. If you haven't checked out a review, definitely go check one out now. We have the latest review up is the XXXTentacion album reviewed by Jason Terrell. But today, let's get right into it today. We have a special guest that's joining us for another segment that you know, let's talk about it. And it's going to be with p.ivy. Let's get to know this hungry MC from New Jersey. What's up?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. And some of you guys might have seen one of our videos or a couple of our videos that we had on our Instagram for Women's Appreciation in Hip Hop. So if you haven't, go check that out, and then go check out her Instagram, which is p.ivy5, the number 5, and so check that out on her Instagram as well, because she has dope videos out on that channel as well. But let's get right into it. So we were talking about off air. You're from what specific part of New Jersey?
Englewood.
Okay, and let's go in a little bit into the history that you were talking to me about as well, of like the hip hop significance of Englewood, New Jersey.
Well, this is the home of Sugar Hill Records, where it started. The first hip hop rap group to ever sell a record is from Englewood, New Jersey.
That's dope.
Sylvia Robinson, that's the Robinson family, Sugar Hill Records. They started that.
And that just, to me, that solidifies, like I said, I already knew that you were a lyricist. Like, the fact that you know your history. To me, you can't be a real, like, a student of the game and, like, be really in it if you don't understand the history of what's standing on the giants, the shoulders of giants, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You got to be music to make music.
That's real.
You know? So, I mean, to each his own to those that choose not to educate themselves, though. Yeah.
Everybody has to go at their own pace, so.
Right.
So what made you get into to rapping?
I used to DJ. I was about 16 years old, and I was a best friend of mine, and he was DJing, and he had needed help. So I used to DJ, and I did a bunch of local parties, and I did the local teen clubs, and I started noticing that in the back of record vinyl, in the back of vinyl would be instrumentals. So I used to playing around freestyling and things like that, and they was like, yo, maybe you should take it seriously. So I DJed for a couple of more years, but I started taking the rap thing more seriously. By then I had gotten hooked up. My cousin was managing me. I had gotten hooked up with this guy named Butter, whom you may know as Vinny Idol. Okay. I got hooked up with him, and that's where my first actual demo came from. That's how long I've been rapping. It was a demo. It wasn't called a mixtape. It was on a DAT, a digital audio tape. It was one of those small things. And he took me to the local labels, and they basically were like, you know, she's dope, but she is too young. And they had just went through a lot with Redhead Kingpin, who originated from Englewood, to get him his deal. He was a minor. They had to hire tutors, and it was a lot of energy. And I think it was a budget thing as well. So I just wrote a lot and recorded a lot until I was initially old enough to make my own decisions and, you know.
Okay, honing your craft.
Make the moves that I needed to do. And also, you know, I was, you know, homeschooled all my life besides junior high and high school. So it was it's a bigger deal to your parents when you've homeschooled all your life and you finally go to school. So, you know, my grandmother raised me, and she wanted me to get an education. She didn't really mind the music, and when she seen that it was in me, then that's when she respected it. You know, everybody's parents is not into the starving artist thing, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so it's kind of hard, and especially a rapper. I didn't say I wanted to be a ballerina. I didn't say I wanted to play the piano. I wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah,
so,
the more accepted art.
Yeah, you know, so that's how it started.
Like, it sounds like, from what I got, is that you were getting these obstacles, but you weren't letting it deter you. Instead of just saying, forget it, you were, like you said, like, you were just writing, honing in your craft. And do you think that, like,
yeah, well, I would still
you?
record. I still would record, and I always kept a part-time job to pay for my own studio time. I found a private studio. I would I happily play my music, but when I create, I believe in closed sessions. I'm not with the 50 homeboys. I'll see you guys later. Just let me do what I need to. I'm still like that till this day. I have closed recording sessions, and I will continue to have closed recording sessions. If you're not staffed and I'm not dating you, I don't need you there.
That's right.
I honestly record alone pretty much. So those times that, when it was maybe a 2-year span. So I managed to, get, add to your catalog. If your catalog is long, okay, so now it was time, these local hood groups, no disrespect. Okay, her catalog's long, she's older, and now it's okay to look at her. Okay, now we could add her in the show. It's not a problem, her getting in the door. Oh, now, she could stay in the studio late,
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, all those other logistics you don't have to worry about because, like you said, you're older and more mature at that point. So
yeah, and I had already made a decision that I was going to go to college for music business, and this is what I was going to do.
Okay, wow, that's very admirable because a lot of people, if they go down the music path, they don't go down that aspect of it as well. Understanding the back information.
The reason for it is because it actually, Jadakiss is my idol. I'm a huge Lox fan.
Beast.
But no disrespect, and you have to talk with disclaimers when you talk about things now. And it's not that I'm holding back. The reason why I went to music business school is because what I seen them go through.
And
he admits in Letter to Big he ain't touched the paper he was supposed to yet. So I mean, it's not like I'm saying something that doesn't anybody know. Nobody doesn't know.
And that's what I was about to say. I think if he heard this, he would say the same thing. He's like, I wouldn't take it as disrespect. It's just more of I want you to learn from it. I don't want people younger than me making the same mistakes that I did and learn from it.
Yeah, I usually, it's not that I keep it a secret. I always say something at interviews, and it if you read my profile on social media. But I don't. Sometimes the best response to those because and especially in this line of work, you don't know who has your best interest and who doesn't. So I do not blurt out. I went to school for music business until we start to talk business, and then you're like, oh damn, oh didn't know,
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And especially with social media, you get a bunch of all types of scams. If you pay for shows, pay for beats, everything. So, I'm prepared to block that, and that's a plus.
Yeah,
I think.
No, that's definitely a plus. I'll say besides that aspect that we just went into with just your background, what do you think differentiates yourself from other MCs? Period.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I mean, I don't know if you wanted to separate it into the female MC thing, or do you want me to speak in general as a rapper generally? Because
I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you because I mean, I think you're dope enough that you don't need the category of just female.
As far as the female, I'll touch both briefly. As far as the female situation, these females just started sitting. Remy Martin did 8 years. I don't know how many the exact number was, but she did big time. But she was my idol before she actually got locked up because she was spitting and she wasn't taking her clothes off, and she was going harder than these guys. You understand what I'm saying? And that was the look that was what I was known for, and that was what I idolized that in her. So then it got quiet for a minute with female rappers actually spitting. It got mainstream wise.
Yeah.
I mean, we lived the whole plastic life with female rappers for a long time. Like this has been, shout out to Young and May for bringing it back.
That's right.
And bringing that back, and shout out to Remy Martin for touching down, bringing that back, and the Cardi B and all of that, because at one particular point we were getting ready to go extinct.
That's true.
There was no females getting busy like that. I mean, I respect Nicki Minaj's numbers, but that's not a rapper to me.
No.
That's something made up, and that's something put together.
Yeah,
and that's fine. And if that works for her, and that's how she gets her money, then so be it. But that's not how I want to touch. That's not how I want to touch my fans. That's not how I want to touch the people that's interested in p.ivy.
That's true.
And another thing that separates me, I mean, my project prior to Clap for me was called The Punchline Princess, and that's really what I'm known for.
Okay. That
You know,
makes
like
that makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
Now.
I really am the punchline princess, like the metaphor madam. Like my rebuttals are really, like, damn, did she say that? Yeah, you know.
That brings me to no facts is because that's where I noticed it because that's really like one of the first videos that I saw and I was like okay, or I was like yeah, she's spitting though, and
Yeah,
that
and
go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say
mm,
that beat reminds me of like a old school Swiss beats like a Rough
Dipset.
Rider or a Dipset. Yeah, like
Yeah, a Dipset situation.
yeah. I was thinking the DJ.
It
I
was
was like in my head. I was like I can't think. It just has that feel.
it sounded like something that Cam passed up.
Yeah.
Or Santana passed up. So that's what drew me to it because I called one of my producers, Tone Quality. I said, listen, I got this record called Not Facts. Do you have anything that sounds like the Dipset?
Mm.
So he said, as a matter of fact, I do. He tagged me in the beat. I said, send that to me. And then I called him. I was like, look, could you book the time or do I have to book the time? What do we got to do? We got to get this record done because this is a good one.
That's what's up.
And I wanted to be able to I don't want to consider it nitpicking, but I kind of wanted to say, like, everybody's a killer now. And everybody.
Yeah.
And this girl's just chatting. That's not rap. That's what I'm saying. It's just too much of that. You know what I mean? Everybody's a killer, and that you heard me. I said everybody is a killer, but the bodies don't add up. Everything's not facts that these entertainers are telling you. So stop thinking that you're supposed to live like them. A lot of them have never seen a hungry day in their life, and you thinking that this is it. No, they're entertaining you.
Yeah, that is very true. That they're trying to relate a life that they don't really even relate to. So,
and some of them really did go through it, and the hungry ones that did go through it, and the hawk spitters that do talk, they get left behind.
Yeah.
Because you start believing in these fairy tales that you're entertained by.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at you.
No.
I mean, that's what music is supposed to do. It's supposed to influence you to where, you believe it. But, my purpose of Not Facts was don't believe everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
you got to be a filter, not a sponge. You know what I'm saying? You can't just take everything and you got to filter out what's right and what's wrong and what makes sense and what doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I enjoy hip hop. I enjoy the changes in hip hop. Some it took me a while to get adjusted to, and then some it automatically took me. Like when I first heard Kendrick Lamar, when I first heard J. Cole, I didn't have to second guess if I'm gonna like them.
Yeah, that's true. That's how. Yeah.
Absol,
I was like, oh, and Mick Jenkins, The Waters. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Good dude.
Yeah.
And then so shout out to you guys out that way because he's a genius, Kendrick.
Yeah.
He's G'd up,
Hey world, we wanted to take a quick break from this episode to remind my woke folks about a friend / family of the podcast, Andrea, who has her own podcast. She has a great podcast to check out called Unsupervised Adulting. If you haven't given it a listen, go right after this episode on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud to do so. If you have heard it, then you're already ahead of the game, but you can leave her a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps a lot. Andrea is a funny person who definitely gives truthful and interesting perspectives, as she says on previous Stay Woke podcast episodes that she is trying to figure this life thing out. You can listen to Andrea on Unsupervised Adulting by clicking the link in the description or visiting her website. Now back to our scheduled program. I want to go to, so what do you got coming out? Because I know you said you got an EP coming out soon, correct?
Yes. I actually use the term EPK, electronic press kit, because everything is electronic now, pretty much. When I say electronic, that means everything is done with either your smartphone or your tablet or whatever have you, your ebook, whatever device you use, your XM radio, whatever that device you use to listen to music, you no longer carry it around CDs.
That's real.
I haven't touched the CD since Punchline Princess, and Punchline Princess is 3 years old. So I had to use another approach. Okay, everything's electronic. All right, cool. Well, we're going to drop an EPK then.
Smart. I mean, that's the way you got to do. You got to be ahead of the curve because it is changing, and
so
that's what the industry's trying to do. They're trying to figure out a way to hold that market.
Exactly. So, of course, Punchline Princess was on electronically because I just gave you the sites. And but this particular time we're talking like not just that Piff or SoundCloud. I've been actually contemplating about shutting my SoundCloud down because I need to do my numbers on different sites. Been Realer, Coast to Coast Mixtapes, LiveMixtapes.com, things like that. They're going to bring my numbers up, my exposure, and DopeIndependentArtist.com, things like that that are going to bring up my title. I'm not ready. I'm not sure if I'm ready to sell music, so I'm still contemplating about the whole iTunes thing yet.
Gotcha. I mean, it makes sense to go in it, having a solid plan.
Well, you know what? Absolutely. Well, I'm one of those rappers, though. If I'm chilling and you're grinding, and you, I'm sure you've seen it. Rappers will walk up to you and say, "Hey, I'm dope. Buy my CD."
Yeah.
Like I respect your hustle and your grind, but who the hell do you think you are for me to have to pay for that? I never met, never saw you before, never heard a show, never heard a freestyle. And I'm just supposed to give you my money.
Yeah, that's
so that you understand. Like I know it sounds a bit harsh.
No, but it's real.
But that's how I look at it. So that's real. How I feel. Like if I put something on iTunes and I start asking you guys for money, and I didn't make any money yet, I think it's a double standard. So I mean, I understand people want to make their coins back. That's why you have to do it the correct way.
Yeah.
If you went to college for music business, get your barcode license. Get it. You could put it in Best Buy.
That's real. Yeah.
That's it. So as long as your paperwork is in line, it's okay. It could be any place.
Yeah.
And also for better promotional items. I kind of think like, if I gave you one of my p.ivy keychains that had the flash drive with the EPK on it, is a little more savvy than a damn CD.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's I had to, you gotta switch your plan up. It wasn't that I had a plan that was ruined or anything, but you had to think of a better promotional way to promote it because now, like I said, everything is electronic.
Yeah, I mean that's smart. You gotta, like I said, you gotta stay ahead of the curve.
I mean, you look in the stores, CDs are dirt cheap right now. I give it another year; they might not even be in the stores anymore.
Very few and far between. I can't even think the last time I went to go get a CD or a DVD because I buy my movies through online or
Showbox and Netflix and you name it. Everybody's into it, So things. So I guess you got to be able to go with the whole gentrification thing, or either ride the wave or get washed up in a tsunami.
That's real.
That's my thing.
I mean, that's your only options. Can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's gonna happen. So
no, I am gonna press up hard copies, but I'm not gonna go as hard as that.
Exactly.
With that.
You're adjusting the
now
plan.
Exactly. Now it's more PR work that has to be involved. Okay, this girl has a long catalog. I'm not getting any younger, so now if somebody from the Bay wants to talk, you need to talk. If somebody from Kansas City wants to talk, you need to holler to see if you can fly out there to get a show. You need to see what they got going on. If you don't get off of your ass, you're not going to get anywhere.
That's true.
Because in all actuality, these major record labels and a good bit of them are kind of airtight. You don't really hear them signing new talent. You hear new talent off of their own movement. They make that good old freshman cover, and if they don't make the freshman cover, they make it off their own movement.
Yeah, enough buzz, enough strong following.
Then they make it to, the big leagues, Not for nothing. I mean, Uncle Murda, prime example. I've been listening to Uncle Murda since I was little, and he's just now getting a major deal.
Damn,
Congratulations to him for that. But I mean, we've been listening to Uncle Murda since the 90s. So I was prepared for the long journey, still prepared for the journey. I know it's not going to happen overnight.
It's consistency, hard work, and dedication.
Absolutely. That's why I eat, sleep, and use my French shit. Your situation, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Or as what is it? The intro to Meek Mill's, you gotta eat the dream. You gotta sleep the dream. You gotta believe the dream when nobody else believes in the dream. So I mean that's real though.
Exactly.
That's how it is. And I mean I gotta say, like I said, I think it's admirable for you just to be in the game because I know just trying to make it in the industry alone is tough.
Absolutely, but Punchline Princess, it wouldn't have been no Punchline Princess if it definitely wasn't for my manager, Kenyatta Dawkins. we met through a mutual friend. She had a local radio station, and we hit it off from there. So let me not have anybody thinking I'm unattended.
No, that's much respect too. I mean, and you got to respect that, because you got to respect the people that still understand the people that help get them there. So like,
no, she still no. She never left. She still hasn't left my side.
No, that's what I mean. Like,
I needed to bring. I definitely couldn't do a full interview without saying bring her up. That's crazy.
I give her shouts out too, because like I said, it's always good to remember and support the people that support you, and vice versa. So, I think positivity is always a good thing. Man, you just got to keep it going though.
No, I mean, she was the one that, came up with the less savvy promotion things. I was the first one around here with styrofoam cups with my name imprinted on it. She found I had lighters, at the Flint concert. People was giving out CDs. I was giving out lighters with p.ivy on it. My promotion. So she's the one that told me, like, it's all about the marketing.
Exposure.
So.
Yeah.
She was more proud that I was able to come to her without having to actually use the crutch of, being with her 5 days out the week. Like, nah, I'm calling her now. I'm like, okay, did you get the email of the 6 songs I sent? Check this out. You know what I mean? Or did you? Or you want to hear this new record I did? Things like that. Or let's get together Saturday and, let's, think it happens like that. Then, like I said, the first thing she did was call me. She said, what's next? I said, I need a video. She said, ready when you are. So we're going to shoot now effects.
That's what's up. I want to get into your upcoming project, Clap For Me.
Yes, Clap For Me. Let's go.
So let's just start with the title in itself. What inspired the title? Where's it going with it? Is there a theme? Go ahead.
You're gonna it's funny now. It was in the beginning. I was calling it "Welcome to the Ivy League." Of course, your p.ivy, Welcome to the Ivy League. I was running with it. So one day I was at my best friend / manager's house, Kenyatta Dawkins. I was at her house and we was chilling, and I got into a stupid argument with one of our other mutual friends, and she said, nobody claps for you. So I got really emotional, and I left Kenyatta's house, and I was mad. I wouldn't speak to anybody for a couple of days. I was pissed off. Like, did you really say that? Like, that's how you feel? Like, so I started hashtagging things, clap for me, being an asshole on social media, and you guys started responding. You understand what I'm saying? I would hashtag clap for me, and then so it started over a really stupid argument, but it ended up being like a movement. Like, no, I really don't. That's not really how I feel about the whole clap for me thing. It's like, like, I know you don't like me, clap for me type.
Kind of like that the title. And put in that reference or that context kind of reminds me of Drake's "Thank Me Later."
Exactly.
Kind of like in that same tone, that same ideology.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know you. I know how you really feel. It was, and it all started. But I had already had the title, and EBK was going to be called "Welcome to the Ivy League." I was already in the middle of it, and I just kind of, as an artist, that's when the stress kicks in, when you're in the middle or at the end. This person, it may be something personal that happens. You may go through something with the engineer. Something always happens. It's never a smooth ride when you're recording a project. So what I try to do is I really, really try my hardest, like, to do what Michael Jackson did. When I'm recording, I try to stay away from the outside. Because what happens is, I'm going to be honest with you. All it takes is one thing to happen, and I'm looking to the left and I'm looking to the right, and I'm caught up in the rapture, and I didn't do what I needed to do.
So to maintain that focus and that exactly that level of focus that you need to get the best work that you feel like you can get, that's how you have to do it. Everybody has their own process.
Exactly. Well, when I say Michael Jackson, when he made Thriller, he closed himself in that cabin for 6 months.
Yeah, that's what
And he didn't answer Barry Gordy till he felt like it.
Until the creative process was done. Until he felt the project was ready.
Exactly. So
until he felt he was ready for it. But that's what he needed to give that work. That's what I say. Every artist has their process.
So I don't really do too much pre-gaming or shit talking, because it's enough of that goes on all my songs.
Gotcha.
That goes on. We got enough of that on the record, so I don't do too much of that. I'm not flashy. I try not to be, so.
That's what's up.
Let's keep it you know. And just like you said, you noticed on Not Facts, I said, I'm still hustling. The music ain't paid yet. Mom's still struggling. She ain't saved yet. I ain't lying.
That's right.
Straight up.
Going back to Clap for Me, I get where you got the title from, but what is the kind of the emotional range? Is it going to be a diverse range, or is it going to be kind of uplifting, party, or a mixture of everything?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's always a mixture of everything.
I think that's good though,
What
because that's how life is.
Yeah, it better be. It better be a mixture of everything.
You hope,
but
that's right. You hope.
But what normally happens with me, and what has always happened with me ever since I picked up the pen, everything's been based on epiphanies. Like, you know, I have a song called Shooter. Of course, I'm not talking about a gun. I'm talking about my main situation, my spouse. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your shooter.
Yeah.
Your shooter is the person that, you know, is there in the darkest times. And in fact, they want to sit in the dark with you. That's your shooter.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
and I have records like Body Work, you know, that, and I refer to women, it's cars, and I refer to it, I use it in reference to women, and I talk about cars. She got a body like a Bugatti, you know, it's Body Work. I have all types of, I try to remain as eclectic as possible, but this project itself may be the one that's just pure hardcore hip hop.
Okay.
Like, you know, I have even the R&B joint I have on there, I Thought You, which is a record featuring Quinette Jeffries, who has a dope voice. It talks about a breakup. Everybody's been through a breakup, no matter what sexuality you are.
Yeah,
you broke up with somebody and you was mad before.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of this and it's a little bit of that on there. Okay. I get to touch. The only difference prior to this, I touched dubstep, but you know, what happened was I never was able to meet a dubstep producer for this particular CD. I wanted to own, see, I said CD. Okay. I'm so used to it. Yeah. I want to own everything. You see, you post a Clap for Me video, but that's not going to, I doubt if that's going to be on the EPK. You know, I want to own every situation to where I could get me a distribution deal. I could sit down and talk turkey. Not because I used such and such beat and made a dope record out of it. Yeah, that works, but that's good for recognition. But I need the numbers.
Yeah, no. And, I mean, Jay talked about that on 444.
Well, exactly.
So,
you need the numbers.
Yeah.
So I got
you didn't learn from Lauryn Hill? Like,
exactly. The strongest production that I knew from Bergen County, I managed to get a hold of a good bit of it. You know, we got some other strong production like out here, RJ Sampson and Tone Quality, who he executive produced a good bit of the project. But I worked with Duke Dollars, and these are people that, you know, A1. Yeah. You know, you're not going to get no garbage from them. You're not going to, you know, and Kenyatta knows a few people that she got production from me for. So, and actually sometimes you never know what a record might end up. I Thought You was a trap beat, and it ended up being a love hit.
Depends on the mood you're in when you first heard it versus when you decide you want to get on it, or sometimes it just,
I guess that depends on if you're a real writer.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I mean,
you can change it to how that's real.
Yes, it's bigger than your mood.
Yeah, you can change the emotional tone based on how well of a writer you are. That's real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I've heard some beats from other artists where I was like, I would have, you know, I could see. And then you hear the instrumental and you're like, oh, they took it somewhere else, and I would have took it if they weren't on it.
That was another issue. That was another issue too. You know, if you don't carefully handpick the production, then you're not going to get stuck. You're not going to grab them. They're not, okay, they may listen to it because, okay, they speak to you in the store. When you see them in the club, they people, but they're not going to continue to listen to it if you don't have anything to grab them.
You have to have some substance behind it.
Yeah, like, okay, she got a dope flow, but that's not mixed down. Or she got a dope flow, but she needs better production. You know, you don't want to give them an unbalanced situation.
Yeah, because it has to, at the end of the day, it has to be pleasing to the ear.
Exactly. You know, and it's not just lyrics, it's delivery, is are you a people person, are you marketable?
Your
it's
flow,
everything.
cadence.
Yeah, are you, exactly. And just like I said, a lot of, you know, people come from a background that they say they didn't. So I didn't want to start off like that, and I'm not going to finish like it either. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell you like it is, how it is, and we're going to have fun with it too.
To me, in life, you have to be able to kind of live that way, because if you're afraid of confrontation, if you're afraid of saying everything just right, then you'll never say anything.
Absolutely, and that's what Kenyatta discussed with me when I even started Clap For Me, before it was called Clap For Me. She was like, listen, you're dope. You're one of the dopest people I ever met. But what I need you have to talk about you a little bit more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you can let your imagination go, but you got to talk about you a little more. Like, you got to be a little bit more flashy. Like, you know, so the songs on there like The Plug. Like, you ain't the only one out here getting money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
reminding them, letting them know, like, hey, I'm out here too.
You're not a killer. Not facts. You're not a killer. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so it was things like, I know this song called Hard Money, and it's a sample from, you know, Scarface, and it's produced by Duke Dollars. So, you know, and that explains, you know, how I work hard for it. You know, it explains how I received a phone call about an overdose. It's you know, you understand what I'm saying? You know? No, yeah. So, you know, so I think this particular project is more, it's rougher, you know, it's rough around the edges. But again,
but
you
it
know,
seems,
you play records.
At the same time, it seems real though, and people want real.
Yeah.
People, that's what people want. They want realness. They want authenticity. They want to feel like a connection. And even if they haven't lived in the same situation as you, or even been close to a situation as you, we can all understand certain basic emotions. Like, you've been hurt, you've been angry. Like, we can relate to that.
Absolutely, yeah. You know,
and if you express it right, then you good.
Absolutely. And I have records like this record called Be Cool, you know, and every now and then Kenyatta jump on the chorus for me, and we'll have a lot of fun with it. We had a lot of fun with Be Cool, but I'm dead ass serious though. Like, be cool. Like, don't play with me. You know, like, don't, but it's a dope, you know, we had fun making the record. Yeah, I think this is a good way to kick the door back in. Everybody likes, you know, the whole summer buzz and Tops Off, and me. I'm more of a hoodie type of person, and I want to walk in the snow to my show.
See, I'm the opposite. So, I'm an island boy. I like the sun.
Well, I bet. Look where you at.
Yeah, I gotta,
you know.
I like to be out every day.
Yeah, this is the Nike tech suit weather out here right now where I'm at. You know, this is the good stuff.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like I said, hey, that's good. That's good for you. I'm glad you in your situation.
No, I can't do the below zero New York cold. I still haven't gotten adjusted to that. No. But I could do this, gotcha. And I might be cool with Thanksgiving. But once Christmas and New Year's hit, oh no.
Oh, you gotta have your snow, huh?
I'm not really. You know, I wasn't really into the snow until I actually shot a video in the snow, and it came out really dope. So I was like, okay, I get it. You know, so I guess maybe I'm into the seasons. You know, I shot a video in a graveyard during the autumn, and the leaves were on the ground, so it added to the situation. You know,
pop a color.
I shot a video for Halloween and wore glow in the dark contacts, and you know. So I guess, you know, is what you're into. I've shot videos in the summertime now too. I just, you know, I enjoy the hoodie weather. I enjoy, you know, and everyone's, you know, trying to stay warm, and they're definitely in their car with the heat on, listening to good music.
That is a good time for music, though. I gotta admit, though. When can the fans expect to get Clap For Me, and how would they go about getting that?
Well, I have a set date.
Okay.
Me and my staff and I agreed that, you know, it would be pretty groovy if it was just a surprise. I mean, you guys are definitely going to get a visual within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it will be before Halloween, is what I am going to tell you.
Okay. So what I'll say then everybody
check out
your...
I'm trying to do what my Virgo sister Beyonce did and just drop it and see what happens.
Okay. I'll say then definitely check out your p.ivy's Instagram. That's p.ivy5 for Instagram. Or also check out her SoundCloud page too, as well.
Absolutely, check it out, because what's happening now is records that did not make Clap For Me, I've been uploading to my SoundCloud.
Okay. So yeah,
while you wait for Clap For Me to come out, I'm just consistently dropping things
to give them something to kind of to keep them appetized for the big meal, when the EP drops.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. And sometimes you get full of the appetizers, so I hope that doesn't happen.
Nah, I think they'll still be. I think they'll still be hungry because the Clap for Me sounds like it's gonna be a dope project. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
Well, the actual single Clap for Me is crazy, and it was produced by Tone Quality. So I mean, that was a freestyle after the argument. I went straight to the studio. I told you I was so pissed off that she had said it. I actually went to the studio like, I think y'all forgot who the hell I was. Like, wait a minute, you ain't never got to clap for me. I don't want you to clap for me. You heard what I said? I don't need you to clap for me, Yeah. And I called everybody jelly beans and Pop-Tarts, and it was bad, It went bad for a second, but, everything's good. Because, sometimes foul shit turns into dope things, It turns into something. And trust me, the friend is very proud that she made me mad. She ain't the friend like, oh, I'm sorry. No, she's like, you see, that shit made you go harder,
See, I was your motivation. There you go,
Yeah,
So, I would say, again, check out her Instagram page. Check out her Twitter page as well, and that's p.konk4. And, or just look for p.ivy or Chanel p.ivy.
Yes, I'm everywhere, and I also have a fan page that gives you a pretty much of a closer look at me. My Chanel p.ivy Roberts page is my personal page, but I don't mind anybody following me. But that's more personal. That's where I post pictures of my godson and things like that. But my fan page is the gritty. You get the videos in the studio, things like that, or things I talk about, or rough parts, move parts. The pictures that I don't. Not that I'm hiding anything. I have, my doctors follow me, so I don't want to be that obnoxious. If she sees it on her own, that's fine. But, I'm not going to smear it in their face. My mom is following me, so, I have the fan page is more uncut, straight to the point, So make sure you follow the p.ivy FB fan page as well.
Yeah,
that's where every single video I have ever made is at.
Okay.
That's where even older records, the flyer from the first battle I was ever in is up there. You name it, it's there. That's my museum.
Okay, that's what's up. So if you want to check out those pages, go there. I'll put some of the information in the description below on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. So definitely check us out, as well as our YouTube page. So I want to say thank you again to p.ivy for coming through, checking out, doing another Let's Talk About It segment, and getting to know you a little bit better. And like I said, she's a hungry MC that's, like I said, she's going for it, man, and she's going. So keep checking out, rocking with her, and come back. Again, we got a new Stay Woke podcast every Friday. So check back in.
Get with you when Clap for Me drops.
That's what's up, and we could possibly do another interview and get what the people have to say about this interview and take it on that one. So again,
I appreciate that.
No problem. So again, our motto: live, listen to some great music, and above all, love more. And we out.